อย่างนี้ถือว่านินทาไหมนินทา
That's a gossip.
I'm lazy to learn as well.
I'm lazy too.
Okay, then you can cancel.
Oh, good.
No, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Our
Okay. That's a gossip. Okay, so today we are learning about the Nirodha Satya. Yeah, and I have requested you to prepare on the Nirodha Satya 2 topics, actually 3 topics, but Tanchip is not here today. So we'll hear Asan Khatta and then Viraga. Asan Khatta Dhamma and Viraga Dhamma, 2 topics. This Nirodha is basically Nibbana. And Nibbana is basically the state of Asan Khatta or the Viraga. So, okay, I will hear from Tan Tita Dhammo on Asan Khatta.
Asan Khatta is unconditioned state, unconditioned by greed, hatred, and delusion. Cutting away of tanha. Okay, that's it.
Now, Manit, do you want to ask anything on Asan Khatta? He concluded saying that it's a cutting of the tanha.
No question.
Very straightforward.
Okay. Viraga then.
Viraka means no raka. That is detachment or dispassionateness. That's all. Very short. Very short.
Okay. So these are some of the words that we picked up. A state of Nirodha. Yeah. And that's we picked up from we have to understand this again, that when there is a there is a B. When the A is finished, then the B will be finished too. Okay? And here we are talking about the Nirodha Satya, and we are studying from Dhammacakkappavattana Sutra, which Sutra says about what is a Nirodha and what needs to be done, and then 3 ways of understanding it. Okay? So that is understanding that's the truth, and understanding it needs to be realized, and it has been realized. Okay? So among these, when we are talking about the Asan Khatta, and the Asan Khatta, again, this is a Sankhata. Okay, this is a positive one, or although it's Sankhata is a positive, but it's a negative one. So Sankhata means the conditioned reality, and Asankhata is opposite to the Sankhata. When we talk about the conditioned reality, it is a conventional reality too. So that's why it is also known as a Panyati Dhamma and Samuti Dhamma. Samuti Satya. Panyati, in a sense that in a worldly matter, people established the names and concepts on that particular object is called Panyati. Panyati means making it. Samuti is also then again conventional.
Not being bound by nama rupa.
So this is the Sankhata is basically talking about the nama dhatu and rupa dhatu, which exist, and within this mind and matter again it's conditioned by other substances too, other things. And when we talk about the nama, then that's the it's called although it is a samuti satya, but it's a subtle one. Okay, and this nama and a rupa comes to be a being. And when we talk about the being which is alive, when we talk about the nama and the rupa is alive, that's including plants and beings. And when we talk about the beings, then again it comes to the human beings, celestial beings, and animals. So all beings. And when all beings exist, and that's still called a Sankhata. So everything that's happening is called a Sankhata, creation, conditioned, created realities. That's why there is the action which is wholesome, and there is action that is unwholesome. And that's why there is a development and there is non-development. So opposite of asankhata, this is a sankhata, it's conditioned realities. And when we talk about the asankhata, means opposite of it. So that's an unconditional state. That's a nibbana. So unconditional state.
Teacher, Asankata mean only Nibbana.
Asankhata means
Asankata.
Means the state that is no conditions.
That is only Nibbana.
Nibbana,
only, okay.
It's called no birth, no existence, no condition. Unborn, unconditioned. There's 3 words I forgot now. Unborn, unconditioned, undying. That is asankhata. Unconditioned, undying. Okay, so that is asankhata.
Unborn เราใช้คำว่า unborn เนี่ยเหรอเจ้าค่ะไม่เกิด
Unborn.
born.
That's why this is another name for the unconditioned reality. That's called nibbana. So when we talk about the abhidhamma, there will be chitta cetasika rupa nibbana. So chitta cetasika rupa, 3 are conditioned, and nibbana is unconditioned. So chitta cetasika rupa, 3 are sankhata dhammas, and asankhata dhamma is a nibbana. The state that hasn't got any greed, hatred, and delusion, as unconditioned state. Right? So that is asankhata dhamma. Another way also looking at is asankhara dhamma too. Asankhata, asankhara.
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 That is the white pot of Asankhata.
Yeah. Asankhara dhamma. Yeah. If that's a sasankhara, then that's again sankhata. Well, the state which has attained the asankhara is the state of a nibbana. Right? And then that state of a mind also known as muni.
Muni.
Muni. A person whose mind has arrived to the Asankhara Dhamma is called Muni. Yeah? So this is a Sankhata, Sankhara, Asankhata, Asankhara. Okay?
สังขาร
And then anything anybody wants to add in here? There's
ปัญญ
another.
ติ
Huh?
ไม่ใช่
Yes?
ปัญญติ please write in Thai in Thai letter ปัญญติ
Nang. Samutti Panyati. Banyat.
ปัญญัติคือบัญญัติใช่ไหม
Ah.
คือบัญญัติหรือปัญญัติ
Panyati. Banyati.
เท่ากับบัญญัติเนี่ยเหรอเจ้าคะ
ใช่ใช่
บัญญัติหรือปัญญัติก็ได้ใช่ไหม
So here, just remember this word. Asankhara gatang chittang tanhanang khayamajjata. The moment when mind is asankhara, unconditioned, that means all the tanha has been eradicated. So that what Tantita Dhamma was referring, Asankhata is the extinction of all the tanha. Okay? So this is Asankhata.
ที่ชื่ออสังขาระกตังใช่ไหม
Sankhara khatang chittang tanha nang khayamachaka machata. Machaga machata.
มัชตังอ๋อนางเขียนอย่างนี้เหรอ N คล้าย N A N กตังโอเคค่ะ
Visuddhi. So this is a viraga. I just copied from my note, this one. This is this note from my previous teaching. So vi means absence or of raga. And then absence of and the raga is a lost. Yeah, lost. So viraga concerns the mental state of a detachment, dispassionateness, and the fading away of the lustful state of mind, leading to release from all kinds of mental bondage, destruction of all kinds of attachment. There's another equivalent word is used, visamyoga, release from bondage, and apachaya, destruction of defilements. Viraga.
Teacher I think the previous state before viraga may be boring.
Boring.
Right?
That's a Thai understanding. Okay. Virago seto thammanang. So here, oh, already here. So this already here. Okay, so this is Setho. Virago Setho Tamana. And this is also another name for the this passionateness. Okay, so this is a viraga. In a short form, just the absence of lust. Okay, absence of a lust. Viraga. Actually, viraga is quite a. It's not just about the lust. Viraga. The lust is more inclined to the sensual pleasure, sexual pleasure, but raga here is essential pleasure. It's related to all the senses. That whenever we see from our senses or other objects, then that moment we generate this thirst, desire, and then that's how it creates the suffering. But the more this is a viraga is ability to stop or not having any further after seeing or after hearing things. So that's why it is lost in English language, probably closer, but not all. In English, lust is mostly about the sexual desire, whereas raga in Pali is not a sexual, but it's about a thirst or continue wanting something to see, to hear, to smell, to taste, like that is, and that binds people.
That called sensual desire.
Normally, lust is a sexual desire, but the raga is a sensual desire.
Oh.
So that is the viraga. What else here? This is a Visuddhi that I thought we'll hear from Tan Chip. This is a Visuddhi, the purity, stages of purity. When we talk about only stages of purity, that is a Visuddhi, 7 Visuddhis. And then the second way of looking at it is a purification or a gradual purification. This is a Tisikha.
Oh, Tisikha. Tisikha.
No. That's why there are two ways of looking at the Visuddhi. And then we in normally there is a chanting. It's called Sabbe Sankhara Anicca, Sabbe Sankhara Dukkha, Sabbe Dhamma Anatta, and then Yesa Maggo Visuddhiya. That's there. Yesa Maggo Visuddhiya. Purification. Like that. So in that case, we basically practicing of whether it is a 7 Visuddhis or whether it is the gradual purification, the T6 Khas, basically to understand Yesa Maggo Visuddhiya. Just finish. It doesn't say the word. Doesn't convey the message.
สัพเพสังขาราอนิจจาคือธรรมาทุกขาสัพเพธรรมาอนัตตา This is ตรีลักษณะ ยถาปัญญานะปัสสติไม่ใช่หรอ
Okay, so this is it conveys the message that this is the path. So sabbe sankhara anicca, sabbe sankhara dukkha, sabbe dhamma anatta, yada panyaya passati. Yeah. So yada panyaya passati, you see with this way that all these sankharas are conditioned. So that's a yada and once we have seen it, and this is how you will be visuddhiya, purification, purified. And when we look at the purification or the visuddhi, there is here sila, chitta, ditti, kankha, vitarana, magga, jnana dasana, patipada jnana dasana, and then jnana dasana.
สติปัฏฐานญาณทัศนะ
So this we can put it into tisika, and that also means the Eightfold Noble Path.
ศีลสมาธิ and ปัญญา
Yeah.
Teacher, you must connect 8 and 4
Huh?
เนี่ย you must type connection of 8 and 4 and have space between 4 and noble.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so that's why this seven Visuddhis are tisika and as well as Eightfold Noble Path. So that's why a person who is walking on this Visuddhi, that basically means walking according to the tisika and also practicing according to the Eightfold Noble Path. So in this seven, which one will fall into the, okay, let's say tisika. So which one will go to, do you remember tisika? What is the tisika means?
ทิสิกขา means ศีลสมาธิ and ปัญญา
Yeah, so here, and which one do you think is a sila? Which one do you think is a samadhi? Which one do you think is panya here?
ศีลis ศีลทิฏฐิ
Huh?
is ปัญญา กังขาวิตรณะ is ปัญญา
Okay.
the first ศีลจิตตะ number 2 is สมาธิ number 3 is ปัญญา กังขาวิตรณะ ปัญญา มัคคายานทัศนะ I think from number 3 to number 7 is ปัญญา
Okay. Theta Dhammo.
I agree.
Okay.
อ่า
Yeah.
first is ศีล ปัญญา
Okay.
ปัญญา
So that answers that in the Eightfold Noble Path, which one is the Eightfold Noble Path? Now we see the Sila, and that also comes Eightfold Noble Path here.
Funny.
Yeah.
I hope she doesn't cook because it's too much.
ทุกคนนะพุทธา
Right. And then Sila, what are the Sila in Eightfold Noble Path?
สัมมากัมมันตะ สัมมากัมมันตะ สัมมาอาชีวะ สัมมาอาชีวะ
No samavacha?
yes สัมมาวาจา สัมมากัมมันตะ สัมมาวาจา สัมมาอาชีวะ that is ศีละ
Okay.
am I right
Yeah, that's right. And then Samadhi, what about Samadhi?
สมาธิ is สัมมาสมาธิ
Hmm?
สัมมาสติ สัมมาสติ and สัมมาสมาธิ
So,
Samavayam.
yeah. So in the Samadhi section, it comes with the Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, and Samma Samadhi. In terms of the Panya, it's just the Samma Ditti and Samma Sankappa. So in Samma Ditti and Samma Sankappa, you see there are these 5. Huh?
อืม
Samma Ditti and Samma Sankappa, these are 5 here. Yeah.
Patipadanya.
Okay. So anyone wants to talk on this? Sila Visuddhi. What does the Sila Visuddhi means here?
ศีลวิสุทธิ
Hmm.
ศีลวิสุทธิ
Yeah. What does the Sila Visuddhi here mean?
ศีลวิสุทธิ means we must have all ศีละ
Hmm.
in every action. This is the purification of action from body, verbal and mind, thinking, three action. Teacher, are you here? Hello หายไปไหนเนี่ย ท่านค่ะ Okay.
Okay.
Thing is going to Adisila. From Chula Majjhima to Adisila. It's to making it an intuitive ethical conduct in speech, body, and not yet mind, but just outward. Because before you purify your mind, you have to purify your conduct and your speech. So for lay people, I guess it's up to just Chula Sila, but good thing about being a monk is going all the way to Adisila with the Patimokkha, and to properly understand the importance of each precept and knowing how to use it skillfully in order to weaken the kilesas, at least in outward conduct, and that is the basis on which we purify the mind.
Julasin. You talk about Julasin, right? And how?
Yeah. And you
I
renunciate. Sorry?
can see your face.
What?
Your picture is disappear. Teacher.
I think it's the connection.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. And can you see me?
Yes.
Ah. Okay.
Okay. What about the Chitta? Chitta Visuddhi.
Chitta Visuddhi Mark means the way to purification.
Being
Of
free of
mind.
hindrances, no?
Chitta Visuddhi. It means having gained samadhi. Gain the samadhi, and the hindrances are quietened, but the hindrances are still there. Just quietened. You haven't eradicated those hindrances.
Okay.
It's the suppressed.
So like Sila gets rid of what's it called, Vitikama kiles, and Chitta Visuddhi gets rid of Parivuttana kiles. But Anusaya, the sleeping kiles, is still there. For that you need Panya.
Sleeping gilet, you mean Anusai gilet.
Yeah.
Anusaya.
For that you need Panya.
Okay. So, and then this panya, it starts from a ditthi, purification of a ditthi. Okay. And here, ditthi, normally when there is only one word, ditthi, that basically means micha ditthi. In this case, in here, visuddhi, end up with a ditthi visuddhi. So that's why purifying our ditthi basically means knowing that which one is the samma ditthi and which one is not. So that's the basic way of looking at it.
It's not falling prey to Michaditti.
Okay.
Knowing that this one is samadhi.
And then further in this ditthi visuddhi, Buddha said that people will it's called hang on or cling on to the views, the thinking that whatever things that they have known is the right, whereas the arhats or the noble ones, despite of knowing the right path, they will not cling on to it. Okay? Despite of knowing that path they have walked, they will not cling on to it. That's the nature of the noble ones. They will not be saying that I have got this right path, I am following a right one.
They say to teach though. They say to teach though.
Say to teach him. but not holding. Right? So that's the Ditti Visuddhi. So the moment when you realize that basically means you are living all the good and the bad, the right and the wrong views. You excelled both views. You will be telling that this one is leading to this way, that they suppose as a Micha Ditti, then they will be telling us that, okay, this Micha Ditti is leading that way, and this Samma Ditti is leading this way, like that. But they will not holding that this is one that you should, like that. And they, basically the way is to like a presenting on a plate to us to decide which one you want. But Buddha said that he won't compromise to tell. That he will tell, but it's up to us to follow or not. But meanwhile, they will not hold on to that view that I have. That's a ditti. Matiba kankha vitarani. Kankha vitarana visuddhi.
I cannot understand what is
Doubt.
Kankha Tarana.
Freedom from doubt.
I cannot remember about it, teacher.
Freedom from any kinds of doubt. Doubt
Okay.
about the Buddha, doubt about the Dhamma, doubt about the Sangha, Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and a doubt about the path.
That means no Vichikicha.
Yeah.
Same as Vichikicha.
What about Magga Jnana Dasana?
Path and not path.
No, know the way of Eightfold Path.
Yeah. When you know the Majjhima Patipada, like properly, when you are in the extremes.
I agree with that. No,
Magga Jnana Dasana. It is not just a knowing, but you have to see it too, that this is and this is not. Magga and Amagga. This is path, this is not path. Or this is the right path and this is not the right path. That's the knowledge, jnana, your knowledge. And dasana, you have seen it with your understanding. Yeah. That's why it's called not just the knowledge, but you have experienced it by your own practice. That's a magga jnana dasana.
Teacher, you mean from the first to the sixth is the way to know which way is the right and which way is the wrong.
Up to number 5. Number 5 is which way, if you are walking, leads to the liberation, and which way you're walking doesn't lead to liberation. That's a knowledge that you have seen. And then the sixth one is Patipada Jnana Dasana. You are, after you have known which one is right path and which one is not right path, and walk on that path, so that becomes the Patipada. You are walking properly on that path without any doubts and without any confusions. And then you gain the knowledge. Jnana Dasana. The seventh one is Jnana.
Number 6 means we follow the right way.
Right path, yeah. Yeah.
And keep doing in the right path.
Yeah. Visuddhi, yeah. Making it, purifying it with your practice. And then Jnana Dasana. So you have realized it. That is a Jnana Dasana. So this is called the Seven Visuddhis. And that Seven Visuddhis fulfills the Sila Samadhi Panya Tisikha, and that fulfills the Eightfold Noble Path. So that's how Eightfold Noble Path has been purified. And that moment we will be able to understand that all the conditioned dhammas are anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Yeah, and that is the path to the liberation or purification.
John, when we know about everything is anicca, dukkha, and anatta, that means we collect jnana tasana. And when we collect more and more about jnana tasana, so one day we will enlighten. No?
You are enlightened already if you have fully understood, if you have attained this jnana dasana. Yeah.
Oh, I don't see your face.
You don't have to see, you just listen. Okay. Viraga.
Dukkha Nirodha.
Okay, there are other, which one is here? Again, there are Santi, Nibbida, and Nibbana. There are 3 words to work on. So, I will ask you to prepare on maybe Tita Dhammo on Nibbida, and Yom Nit, Manit from Santi. Okay, prepare on Santi.
Okay,
Santi.
Okay.
but I always have.
In English, nit is like a little, like blood-sucking insect, like a tick.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay, so this 2 we will hear from you both. So we are talking about this one, Nirodha, yeah, Dukkha Nirodha, Arya Satyanti. This is a Tiparivatang, right? Tiparivatang, Tiparivatang, Tiparivatang. In 3 ways. Understanding Nirodha in 3 ways. That's the first one is Arya Satchang, Arya Satchang. And then second one is in terms of a Katabang. And then third one is Sachi Katanti. So Kichayana, Sachayana, Kichayana, Katayana. It's 3 way of understanding this Nirodha. And here, Monit, can you read for us?
Noble truth of the cessation of suffering. according to the Buddha, who had completely realized the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. It is the complete fading away and extinction of this craving, is forsaking and giving up, the liberation and detachment from it. The truth of the cessation of suffering is then the extinction of its origin, craving. In Buddhism, there are 4 stages in the extinction of craving. First is Sotapanna, Sakithakhami, Anakhami, and Arhat.
Yeah. Okay. So the 4 stages of extinction of cravings. Now, I think we have studied this previously, particularly Sotapanna and Sakadagami as well, a little bit, yeah, and Anagami. So we will go through with this one.
Teacher, we
Yeah.
we can write Sakithakhami or Sakathakhami for both.
Yeah, Sakadagami or Sakidagami. You can write both.
Saka, that is Saka,
Yeah.
right? Saka.
Okay. So this is just a brief from what we have studied before. So this is the first stage of a saintlyhood, and one who has realized the first stage of saintlyhood called a Sotapanna, and that's they are on the way to Nibbana. The stream presents the noble eightfold path. Sotapanna has unshakable faith in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and he neither violates the 5 precepts. He has also destroyed self-illusion, Sakaya Ditti. So this is the main topic here, Sakaya Ditti, and Vichikicha,
Sakayatichi.
Vichikicha, and Silambata Paramasa. Okay.
Silabhata Parama.
Okay. And as he has not eradicated all the fetters that bind him to existence, he will suffer not more than 7 rebirths in the sense sphere. For the Sotapanna, the doors of the awful states are closed forever, and he will never revert to a worldling again. He will eventually attain arhatship and enter the Nibbana.
Woeful, WOEFUL. Woeful state. That means Abaya Puta.
Apaya.
Woeful.
Woeful.
I'm just reading it out because we have covered it a few lessons on this Sotapanna. Sotapanna, there are 3 types of Sotapannas depending on the numbers of births before they attain arhatship. That's Eka Viji, Kolam Kola, and Satta Khatu Parama. So after 7, it is 2 to 6 lives, or enter in a next life.
Kolang Kola.
Kolam Kola.
Kolang Kola. Eka Kishi. And the last teacher, please read. Satakatu. อะไรอ่ะตัวเนี้ยสัตตะ
Satta Khatu Parama.
Can you
Satta
type?
Khatu means 7 times. Satta means 7. Khatu means have to reborn or fall into. After 7th life, and they will enter to Nibbana.
สุตปฏิสุตปฏิปรามะ
Okay. This is we already discussed on these before. I think a few sessions. This is a second one, and second stage of saintlyhood, Sakadagamin or Sakidagami. Okay, and apart from the 3 feathers, Sakaya Ditti, Vichikicha, Silabata Paramas are completely eradicated. He further loosens this ill will.
Ill will and delusion. Teacher, you type wrong. Sakatha Kami, not Gamin.
This is Sakadagamin, a person who has attained Min.
Min, no? Me, not Min.
Okay,
Only
okay.
Grammar.
Okay. So this weakens the grosser form of essential craving and ill will. Okay? And comes back one rebirth in essential plane, Kama Loka.
I'm boring to reborn again.
Okay.
Because I'm worrying about pandemic, like COVID-19.
Having to go to school again.
Yes.
No, thank you. Sitting down listening to some guy talk for hours.
So let's
start. And this is a third stage of a sainthood. And this is Anagamin.
น้องเขียนกามินอย่างนี้ทั้งนั้นเลย Teacher.
This is a Pali grammar. Okay, that's a non-returner. So they have completely eradicated all 5 feathers. Initial 5 feathers have completely eradicated.
Why translate to Thai we call Anakami? No.
Because that's a translation. Okay, it's a non-returner. Normally they will be born in the pure abode, Rupa Lokas.
So it was Aruka.
What's the meaning of abode? Abode.
Abode is like house or like place to be. Vasa. Abode is like place.
What?
Place to be, yeah. Vasa.
Okay.
And this is Arhat. The last one is Arhats. Those who have eradicated all the feathers. All the feathers. All 10 feathers. Do you remember what are the other 5 feathers?
5.
5 higher feathers.
Craving for rebirth in the material. Craving for rebirth in the material. What else? I don't know.
ตัณหาใช่ไหมกามตัณหาเพราะว่าตัณหาก็อะไรนะอันสุดท้ายเป็นมานะอุ๊ยจับไม่ได้ อันแรก the first is สักกายทิฏฐิ number 2 วิจิกิจฉา number 3 ศีลพัตตปรามาสะ number 4 อะไรอ่ะ กามตัณหา
Number 5 ปฏิฆะ
number 5
ปฏิฆะ
ฮะ
ปฏิฆะ
อ๋อปฏิฆะโอเคปฏิฆะ
Yes, no.
number 6 is what เพราะว่าตัณหาใช่ไหม number 6
Unbelievable.
ลืมแล้วอ่ะ I
Okay.
forget
This is your job to remember. Okay. It's a homework to remember all feathers.
you
Recite
search
on Friday, reciting all the feathers by heart, not looking at any papers. Okay. So Arahat is literally worthy one, does not accumulate fresh karma, doesn't accumulate fresh karma, and is not subject to rebirth because the conditions of his rebirth have been destroyed. So it is not just that. This is a quite interesting one. Even in it appears everywhere. Birth is exhausted. The holy life have been lived out. What was to be done is done. There is no more of this is done. So this is called you have attained it, but also you have to know that you have attained it.
นิบานะ n
Uh-huh.
Payam Priyanti Maja.
Okay. So this is Arhat. So these are the 4 ways of extinction. How one will liberate. How one will be enlightened. Okay. So we will stop here and Friday we'll listen on these 2 Santi, Nibbida. Okay.
Santi Nibbida Nibbana.
So prepare to speak on Santi and also remember all the 10 feathers.
oh okay
10 feathers.
You have
teacher
to Bali.
what's the homework for ท่านจี๊บ
Tanchip, if he is coming, then give him a Nibban.
อ๋อ นิพพานะ
Yeah, because we have covered Visuddhi. So
okay I will tell him
Chip.
Okay, so we will stop here for today.
Is Tanchip coming today or tomorrow?
today
Today?
today 6 or 7
Okay.
he will come back
Okay.
maybe today
So we will stop here for today and we'll see you on Friday.
Bye bye.
ไปแล้วเหรอ
Okay, we